What is up, Evil Dead fans? In this video, we're going to talk about a subject that I never thought I'd ever have to really cover because it just doesn't make any damn sense to cover it. But I'm going to do it anyways. The Evil Dead. Is it a standalone movie? The reason behind this video is on the Ash Williams fan page, or Ash Williams fans Facebook page. Somebody for a couple days has posted that The Evil Dead is a standalone movie. I'm going to show you what this individual posted, and so you can read it for yourself, and I'm going to narrate it. And just forewarning, it gets a little vulgar, and I'm just reading it verbatim, so don't take it out on me. So let's see what this individual posted. This is dedicated to those mentally retarded and stupid people who believe that The Evil Dead 1981 is part of a franchise. You can all laugh all you want. The truth is this. And if you don't want to accept it, as the saying goes, there's no worse blind man than one man who doesn't want to see. Accept the truth once and for all, wrinkled children. No! You and many other brainless and naive people must understand for once that The Evil Dead from 1981 is absolutely an standalone movie. Sam, Bruce, and Fetty already confirmed that Ash effectively dies at the end of the original, and that is more than obvious. The Evil Dead from 1981 has definitely zero continuation, zero sequels, zero series, zero anything. Everything else is set in another universe. And this is not an opinion. These are 1000% confirmed facts. Okay, so what they're saying is that The Evil Dead is its own movie, and then everything else is a different universe or up to coincidence or something like that. Before I get into the explanation of the Evil Dead trilogy, let's read some of the comments that were below in that post on Facebook. Sam, Bruce, and Fetty already confirmed that Ash effectively dies. What the fuck? At the end of the original. Okay, but then Sam and Bruce made the sequel and then continued to do so for 30 years. So while you're here grandstanding about what they intended, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you guys can read the rest of that. Just pause it. Bruce Campbell himself said the official beginning of 2 is a scene where the Ford hits them in the woods. I'll get to that later. Pause it if you want to read the rest. Makes a lot of good points here. Why are you so excited about this? Get a better hobby. Nobody gives a shit to nearly the extent that you do. There's a lot to read there. Pause that. This guy makes a lot of good points. It's really small with this voiceover thing, so just give it a good pause and a good read. It's actually got a lot of good points. Who fucking cares? Beating a dead unicorn. Jesus, he's off again. He's using cap lock and exclamation points. He's serious, guys. Okay. So how in Ash vs. Evil Dead, Cheryl and Scotty and the rest are mentioned? Good point. It's just a damn movie. Who hurt you? LOL. That being said, let's decide now if this movie is a standalone movie and always has been a standalone movie. The original Evil Dead, where none of these connect. Well, with Fetty, a little bit of this. What I'm going to say first is I'm going to have two categories. One is reality, the other one is fan fiction. Now, let's talk about Fetty. First and foremost, let's get this out of the way. This is his movie, Evil Dead, the 2013 release that we all know about if you know Evil Dead. And if you haven't seen it and you want to watch an Evil Dead film, I suggest going back to this. Okay, I shouldn't say that. Anywho, it's not a bad horror movie. It's just, I can talk about this later on in my feelings of it. Okay, so what Fetty said, and Fetty wrote and directed this movie, is that it is a continuation from this film, The Evil Dead. Hence, Ash's car is sitting there rusting away. Here's my quarrel with that, him saying that. He said that later, after the release, years later, he said it. This movie was originally marketed as a brand new Evil Dead film that has nothing to do with the original trilogy. Nothing to do with it. That's how it was originally marketed. That's how it was made. That's how it was released. Later, Fetty said it was connected to this movie. And it's not uncommon that a franchise makes a movie later and ignores all the other films and then puts it in a time where it starts off after the first or second film when there's like 6 films and avoids the rest of them. That's not uncommon. It is a thing that they do. Now, when it comes to this, is this a standalone Evil Dead film? This one, the Fede Alvarez 2013 Evil Dead, is it a standalone film or is it connected to this? Well, it's up to you. My opinion, this is my opinion, this isn't fact, this is just my opinion. I take it as its own Evil Dead film. This one is not related at all to the trilogy, how they originally marketed and released it. That's what I believe it is. You can take it as Fetty says it is connected to this. You can say that. You can believe that. That's fine. Whatever you want to do. All they want to do is make a good movie. That is it. So you can believe one or the other. It does not matter. It's up to you. So both were said. Both are based in reality. You can take it as it is. But is this a standalone film altogether? Is it 1000% fact that it is a standalone film? Now let's get back to what Sam Raimi said, where he said that Ash died in the first film. The reason why he says that, and Bruce says that, and even Fetty, is because when it was originally made, they made the audience believe Ash died. That was it. That's why Sam says that. That's why Bruce says that. They're filmmakers, they're actors. And before Evil Dead 2 and everything else, it was, in fact, a standalone movie where Ash died. But then, we get this movie. What happened? Why doesn't it really connect together? Well, if you read the original script, they actually were going to make a full recap like they did in Army of Darkness, very similar to that. And they were going to recast everybody as Scotty and all those characters and do a recap. That's what they were going to do. Unfortunately, they didn't have the rights to this movie anymore. That happens in the film industry all the time. So they couldn't. It was basically going to be a recap, and then when Ash gets hit by the evil force, it just pushes him through the woods, he turns into a deadite, the sun comes out, and it's gone. He goes back normal. That's how they were going to keep Ash alive. That's how they were going to explain it. But since they didn't have the rights, they just said, screw it, we're going to make a new beginning to it. And back then, reboots weren't really a thing. There was some remakes like The Fly and movies like that, but it wasn't a common thing. So that's why they say Ash died in this film. That's why they say that. But we know for a fact he did survive because of this movie. This is based in reality. This exists. This is a thing. It's not a comic book. It's not a fan theory. This is reality. That he survived. And that goes right into, we're going to skip Army of Darkness real quick. We're going to talk about Ash vs. Evil Dead. Now we have 3 seasons of Ash vs. Evil Dead. Right here. That's the guy from the original Evil Dead film. And he's in Evil Dead 2. He's in Army of Darkness. He's in Ash vs. Evil Dead. And also it's not uncommon in TV, soap operas, or movies where they kill a character off and then they come right back. It's not uncommon. It happens all the time. There's a scene in season 1, episode 1, where Ash recaps what happened 30 years ago. Let's check that out. Now, this would have been the point in the video where I start showing clips of Ash vs. Evil Dead. I can't do that because I uploaded it and I got copyright stricken, so that's not gonna happen. So I'm going to do some really shitty reenactments. But if you need references, just follow along with what I say and watch Ash vs. Evil Dead. So yeah, all my friends got possessed and I had to cut off my hand and Linda, and I was the only one to escape. And I've been hiding out for the last 30 years. What did Ash say right there? That he's the only one to survive? Oh man, that changes everything. It right there, proof is in the pudding. It showed scenes from Evil Dead 2. It showed scenes from the original Evil Dead, which connects all that together. If it wasn't for Ash versus Evil Dead, you could honestly have the argument that it's a standalone film, and that Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness would have been something completely different. I did make a video a while back about the possibility of different Evil Dead universes to try to make things make sense, but that's not based in reality, that's based in fan fiction. As much as somebody wants something, it just doesn't work out that way when it comes to fan fiction. And at the end of the day, Sam Raimi, Bruce Campbell, and all them, all they want to do is make a good fucking movie. That's all. They want to make money off the movie. They want to make a good movie. They don't give a shit about the fan theory stuff. They do not care at all. That's not their business, needless to say. Let's go to Army of Darkness, little fun little extra thing I'm going to throw in here. And that is the Army of Darkness reference in Ash vs. Evil Dead. Everybody thinks it's in season 2 when he's doing donuts in the road, getting high with Pablo's dead body next to him, and he says, "That's right, I went back to the Middle Ages." That is wrong. That is not an Army of Darkness reference. Why? Because as a friend of mine pointed out to me, he did that in Evil Dead 2. So that's why that was said. But there is one true reference to Army of Darkness in Ash vs. Evil Dead, and it's in season 1. Let's check that out. Chopping up my evil clone. Maybe someday that'll be weird. The only time that Ash chops up his evil clone is in Army of Darkness. That's the only time he's ever done that prior. Right there. That connects Army of Darkness to Ash vs. Evil Dead. And the reason, if you don't know why they couldn't really put references in it and go with King Arthur and all that stuff, is because they didn't have the rights to it. It's stuck with Universal, if I remember right. And they're like, "I don't think so. That's ours." And that's why you never had Ash versus Jason. Simple as that. But I'm trailing off. So at the end of the day, to say 100% fact that the original Evil Dead is a standalone film is wrong. When it was done originally, when it was just it, you could say it was a standalone film then. But based in reality, we have 3 seasons of a TV show and 2 other movies with the same character. And they made it in a way that he survived. So, and if you're like, "Well, that script thing's fan fiction, it's not canon." Well, there's a thin line right there, because that script is based in reality. It really happened, but they just couldn't make it. And in reality, Ash said he was the only one who survived in Ash vs. Evil Dead. And we got all the movies and everything. I mean, it's there. It's there. It's based in reality. It's canon to the Evil Dead trilogy. It's on film. It's true. It's like when I talk to Jason fans, and I say, I do it all the time just to poke at them, the Jason Voorhees fans, that Jason is a Deadite. They hate that. They hate that. They honestly do hate that. And that was actually the Necronomicon in there was Sam Raimi's from Evil Dead 2. That was actually his. That's what was used for the film, for Jason Goes to Hell. Look that up. It's all true. It's all canon. But if you want to believe that the original Evil Dead is honestly a standalone film, you can do that. You can do that. It's a matter of opinion anymore. Even though Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell had said, "Oh yeah, Ash dies in the first one." That's how they originally filmed that to be. But as the creators, they brought him back. They made it so he didn't die. And that's reality. So it's whatever you want to think. It doesn't fucking matter. Like that one guy's post. Who gives a shit? Right? It doesn't matter. Just believe what you want. Enjoy the films. Enjoy everything about it, because we're not going to get a whole bunch more of it anymore with Bruce Campbell. So, unfortunately. But I'm excited about Evil Dead Rise. I'm real skeptic about it, but I am excited about it at the same time. But there it is, plain and simple. If you want to believe it is, that's fine. But in reality, it is not. Like I said before, they say he died in the first one because that's originally how they filmed that movie. But as the creators, they brought him back. They made it so he did survive. So, that's it. And even you can even pay attention at the end of the original Evil Dead. You don't officially see Ash actually die. That's just what Sam said later. But you gotta take what's canon and roll with it, because that's just the way it is. Like Ash says right here. Oh yeah, I was the only one to escape, yeah. Wait, that's wrong. Yeah. I was the only one to escape. He's the only one to escape. So, with that being said, until next time, you guys stay groovy.